44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I get it, nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the feel like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dog. So I brought these chimney sweets. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that line into a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Air Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like ball cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See, I'm throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gonna show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show the skills, how I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real.
Yeah, Most High Christ. Yeah, we definitely gonna do some reading tonight. I'm gonna definitely give y'all these numbers as well.
That's good. We'll read out of the blue letter.
Out the blue letter, yeah.
We'll read two down for sure.
Oh, Most High Christ. All right, let's clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahshua, Brakathom, to all the brothers. Salaki. Shalom, Yahweh, small sons, by Shem Yahshua, to all the sisters. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. The Friday night Lashawan Qadash class, where we break down the scriptures from a linguistic perspective. We go into the scriptures and break down the Hebrew. You know what I mean? This is our language. This is our language. So I know we're divided by, you know what I mean, mainly by language. You know what I mean? So all our different cultures, the reason why we can't unite as one people, you know what I mean, we might believe the same thing, we might behave the same way, you know what I mean, things like that. But the reason why we can't come together is because of the language. You know what I mean? Because we think that, okay, so the Hispanics speak Spanish, so they got their culture, and they come from South America, so they got their land. So we don't respect their struggle because we were as Judites, as so-called African Americans, we were brought here from, you know what I mean, another land to serve in this land. And we've been serving hard bondage. So we don't respect their struggle, even though they're going through the exact same thing. You know what I mean? So our language was beaten out of us, their language was beaten out of them. You know what I mean? Our land was stolen from us, their land was stolen from them. You name it. You know what I mean? They were stolen, they were taken out of their land, or they were held captive in their land. We were held captive in this land. So we go through the same thing, but we don't respect their struggle because of the language barrier. Same with so-called same with so-called Jamaicans. Same with so-called Haitians, and you know what I mean, you name it. Any culture under the Black, Hispanic, or Native American umbrella, so to speak, if you dive into their culture, we all went through the same things. All the curses. Are y'all familiar with the curses in Deuteronomy? Most High Christ. All of those curses in Deuteronomy, all these other nations went through. Like every nation went through. So, you know what I mean? So the whole point of this class tonight is to unite us under one language. Let me grab some paper towels for this board. All right, so real quick, I don't want to be too long-winded, but okay, so last week we went over who, what, when, where, why, and how. If you don't have it in your notes already, I would suggest that you put it in your notes, because I'm about to get rid of this, and I'm about to put something new up here. But this is going to be for the sake of conversational Hebrew. The whole point of the class tonight, and every Lashawan Qadash class, is so that we can speak to one another, so that we can get our oppressive language out of our mouths, out of our culture, you know what I mean? And start speaking our language. So if you want to start speaking our language, it's important to have these: who, what, when, where, why, because most conversations begin with questions. You know what I mean? You meet a new brother, you say, how you doing? What's your name? Things like that. That's just the nature of conversation. But that's what we went over last week. This week, I just want to real quick because we're going to go into Bible Hub. So if you don't have Bible Hub already prepared, or you're not familiar with Bible Hub, you can go ahead and open it up, or download it if you don't have it downloaded already, or whatever the case is. But tonight we're just gonna go over the numbers real quick. So just 1 through 10. So 1, 2, I like you. 5. My English.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
My English is terrible.
They'll press a language out and put up.
Most I pray.
Hebrew up there.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, and as always, before I forget, if you got any questions or comments, put them in the chat, or if you got any questions in the class, feel free to ask. Make sure we ask your questions. Just ask them. Don't worry about the topic. Don't worry about none of that. Just ask your questions. All right. So 1 is Ishura. All right. Ishura or Salaki. I'm tripping. One is that's 10, Salaki. So one is Achad. Akkad. All right. 2 is Shun. Ya. Shun Ya. All right. 3, Shalash. 4, Arabai. 5, Chamash. Chamash. 6, Shah. Shah. 7, Shabai. And 7 is gonna be one that's gonna be beneficial for you to understand and remember, because Shabai is the root word for the Sabbath, which is the 7th day, which is, Sabbath service, right? That's the root word, Shabai. 7 or it's like it. Sabbath in the Hebrew is Shabbat or Shabbat in the Hebrew, but that's the root word Shabbai because it means 7. It's Shabbai with a thigh at the end. So that's all it is. What else? Shabbat 1 is holy convocation. So Shabbat with the suffix one. Do y'all remember what one means? At the end of a word. So like Gadai one.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head. I know Qadash, killer.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, man.
One. Okay, no sweat. Do you remember before I break it down? Okay. One, and you want to add this to your notes as far as the tenses, because you're going to see this a lot, like in Genesis, which we're going over right now, when it talks about the rivers. Most of those rivers have one at the end. Like, go ahead.
Con, sir. If I may, I think it means like when you naming something. Yeah, that's naming. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, that's absolutely what it means. It's a proper noun. So, whenever you see one at the end of something, it means there's something being named. So, like, as far as the rivers, just off the top of my head, like Gak, Ga and Ka, Gak is belly, and Gak one is the name of the river, one of the rivers that surrounds the Garden of Eden, right? Any you could, pick any brother with the name that has one at the end. It's like Shammai one. That one, just like the brother said, it indicates a proper noun. It just indicates that that's a brother's name. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. I don't even remember how we got on that topic. Oh, Shabbat. Okay, so Shabbat, Salakia. Shabbat means 7. Shabbat means Sabbath, which is the 7th day, which is Saturday. You know what I mean? When we do our Sabbath day, and then, or when we do our Sabbath service, Salakia. And then Shabbat 1 is like a high holy day. All right. All right. So Salakia. And I recommend, like, I'm just putting it up here, just real quick. But I do recommend that you write it in the Hebrew. So when you're practicing the Lashawan Qadash in your own time, just write it down in the Hebrew. You know what I mean? So that you have it, and so that you can recognize it. So because last week was like, especially when you go through lineages, like in Genesis, like it was like during the lineage, going through the lineages, it was like, all right, this person had this person, and then when they were this year old, they died, and then this, then the third. So like when it was like, okay, like when they go through the ages, they go through numbers. So it's when they were 155 years old. So it's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of numbers. And brothers was reading it, but you know what I mean? If you're familiar with the numbers, you can just breeze right through it because you know the numbers. You know what I mean? And then also it adds to your conversational Hebrew. So just reading the you know what I mean, the more these words that you know, the more that you can have a conversation in the Hebrew. All right, so Shabbai is 7. Ma wa na is 8. Shemawana. Shemawana. You might see Shamana also, but just note this Shemawana, because you're gonna see both. All right. So Shemawana is 8. 9 is Tha Shai. And 10 is Ishara. All right. And then so 10 is Ishara. Y'all so we read the security announcements every week. Let me turn my phone off. But we read the security announcements, and it says it talks about tithing. So, tithes, which is a commandment, give 10% to, you know what I mean, to the school. Ma'ashara. Ma'ashara. Y'all remember what ma means as a preposition? You said, what did you say?
Preposition.
I
think it's like from or of.
So from 10. From 10. So ma Ishara. Ma Ishara. So Ishara is 10. Ma Ishara is 10 or a tenth. A tenth. All right. And then you add a yum to the end of these words, and then it makes it like let me think. So once you know 1 through 10 in the Hebrew, then you can count from 1 to 100. It's that easy. So Akkad, 1, 2, Shanya, 3, Shalash, 4, Arabai, so on and so forth. And sidebar, I recommend brothers to just say this. Like Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha, Shabai, Shemamna, Tesha, Ishara. Say it over and over so you know it. You know what I mean? I would do it tonight because you can learn it tonight. You do it 10 times. You do what I just did 10 times. Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha, Shabai, Shemamna, Tesha, Ishara. You do that 10 times and you know the numbers. Boom. Done. You never have to think about it. You know what I mean? But after you know the numbers, you can count from 1 to 100 using this. So I just taught you how to count from 1 to 100. And then 20 is Aishara Yum. So you take 10 and add a Yum behind it. 20 is Aishara Yum. Right? 30 is Shalash Yum. 40 is Arba Yum. What's Kabat? Or what's 50?
Yom.
60?
60 would be Shayom. Shabayom. Shamawadayom.
And it's just like that. So now you just counted to 80. And then to say 80, so you know 80 is Shamawana Yom. So to say 81 would be Akkad Shamawana Yom. It's that simple. So okay, so and I'm gonna prove to you how simple it is. The Hebrew is so, like you just learned how to count from 1 to 100 just now. What how long is this class? It's like 5 minutes. We just started, right? You just learned how to count from 1 to 100 in 5 minutes. It's real easy. You got a question or comment? It's like in the mic.
God. Well, you add the yum with the yum to YAM, right? So it just what that mean? Like
So
yum meaning.
Slightly before I break it down, what you got in the mic?
Like they had the 10. Not tense, but like the tense, like
Tense, yeah. That's what it is.
So you add that
Plural.
Yum.
Plural.
So yum. Oh, I got you. I got it.
So yum is just a plural
I
tense.
got you.
But you add yum to any number, and now you go from like Hamash is 5, you add a yum to it, now it's 50. So okay, so I'm gonna use Hamash just to prove my point. I'm gonna use y'all to prove my point, to show how easy it is. So Hamash is 5. How do you say 50? In the mic?
Hamasham.
Kamash yum. So how do you say 51? You got it? Go ahead.
Akkad Kamash.
51.
51. Yeah. Akkad Kamash.
And then you got give yourself a hand. You just learned Hebrew.
You just and you say the one.
Yeah. So when you
Say
want
the
to
one at the top, so I can say that.
no. So if you wanna make it from 5 to 50, you add the yum at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So Kamash yum will be 50, and then to say 51, you add the
One.
in the front.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you another question. How do you say 50? How do you say 53?
53. Khan would be Shalash Kamash Yom.
Shalash Kamashim.
Oh, the whole, okay.
Good.
The whole turn.
Good. So one more question. How do you say 95? 95.
The shy kai my yum.
Say the 5.
5. Okay, so. Kamash the Shayam.
Give yourself a hand.
What do you say?
Sashai Kamashi. Y'all just learn how to count from 1 to 99.
Easy.
And then before I get on the board, 100 is Ma. So 100 is Ma'ah. Ma'ah. Right? Right. Ma'ah. All right. So what's 99?
Tashayim.
It's that simple. You just learn 1 through 99. And then what's 100? Ma'ah. So now you know 1 to 100. Boom. What time is you just learn 1 to 100 in less than 10 minutes? Hebrew is simple. Now you got it. So now just go. What I would recommend for brothers is go Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shashah, Shabbat, Shemawanah, Gasha, Aishra. And do that over and over in your head. Just do it. Yamashka, sir. Do it over and over and until you get it. And you can learn it tonight. You can have it it's good to have it in your notes, but you can have it up here. You can have it in you. Tonight.
Make an audio saying and then you put your headphones in.
That's zealous right there. That's zealous. But you could, and this is gonna be up here too. This is gonna be right here. All right. So if y'all ever, it's gonna be here till next class. So what I'm trying to do is I'll do a small lesson. I'll do a small lesson before we get on the podium and read, and then I'll I'll just leave it on the board, and then you'll have it for the week, and then after the week is over, I'll erase it, and then next week I'll put something else up there, and then we'll read, because that's what that's just what brothers need. All right, so it's lucky. All right, so with that, we're gonna get up on this podium, and then we're gonna go into Bible Hub and start at Genesis chapter 6, verse 10. Oh, you too up, sir. If you wanna just chill, as a matter of fact, I'll just put the camera. You good to be on camera, but if you don't want to be on camera, then okay, most of the time. All right, so Salakia, just give me. I'm gonna take a second to go in the Bible Hub, and y'all should do the same. Just as I'm doing this, just go into Bible Hub.
Chapter 6, verse 10.
Chapter 6. 6 and verse 10. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen for brothers and sisters watching online. All right, so any brother want to volunteer to read the first one, and we just gonna alternate. And okay, most are correct.
If you don't mind.
All right, you all good to go whenever you ready to go.
Genesis 6 and 10, right?
Okay.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 10. Wayawalad,
Mhm.
Nath, Salaki, Naha,
Almost.
Naha,
Nach.
Nah.
Nach. Noah's name. Nach. Like off the Nach.
Okay. Nah. Shalasha,
Uh-huh.
Bayam, Ath,
Banyam.
Banyam, Salaki, Ath, Shema,
Sham.
Sham, Ath, Atha,
Chum. Hum or chum. Ham in the Hebrew.
well, that's what it is. Ath, Atha, right?
No, that's off for sure.
Ath, okay. Hum,
Okay.
Wa'ath, Yapath,
Okay.
chapter 11. The Shah, Hath, the Shah, the Shah,
What the shekha?
the Shakah. How Hayara,
Harataza. Yeah. Arataza, earth.
La Pana, no, La Panya,
Okay.
Halahayim,
Okay.
Guatemala,
Okay.
Harataza,
Okay.
Hamad, Hamad,
Hamas.
Hamas,
Hamas. That's heavy.
Hamas.
Hamas. Violence. Hamas.
Verse 12.
Salaki, I'm gonna pass it to another brother. Unless you want to keep on.
No, you can pass it.
Most likely, any brother want to pick it up from here? You got the mic. Wayaria. Okay.
Alahum.
Alahayim. Anytime you see Alahayim in the Bible, it's either gonna be or anytime you see God in the Bible, it's either gonna be Alahayim, meaning the angels, because the angels, do the work of the Lord. The Most High don't leave His throne. So when you see the Most High, or it's like if you see God, it's gonna be talking about the angels, right? Oth is just a conjunctional phrase that just connects one thing to another. That's all. So oth. And if it doesn't have a ha behind it, then it's just oth. If it has a ha behind it, it's a tha. Like Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatha. It means bless you. Barakatha means bless you. A tha means you. But if it doesn't have a ha at the end, then it's just oth. All right. Salakia, go ahead, read on. Ha'arataza. Ha'arataza. Arataza is earth, and ha is just a preposition that means the. So in Arataza, what you got?
That's like I just used the wrong. I just pronounced the wrong character.
And that's Taza and I look very similar. But you just want to get familiar with the differences in the characters, and then you also want to like these words that you see often, and that's like these words that you see, you only get familiar with it during Sabbath service. Like you read Sabbath service, or you're in Sabbath service and you see these words over and over. Like Aratazah is birthed in my mind. Me personally, it's there. Like a lot of time, like I don't even. It's just one of those words. Like when I see it, it's like Aratazah. I don't even like when I see the earth. I don't even read the Hebrew sometimes. I just Aratazah. I know that's what it is because Aratazah is just there. You know what I mean? But you know, just make sure you just it's a sight word. That's all it is. Just make it a sight word. All right, go ahead, Slack it to interrupt. Go ahead, Rio.
YAHANNA.
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 Okay. And just to uh just so you know, so you only pronounce the ha at the end as ha if it's a possessive meaning her. So if it's at the end of a word to mean her, then you say ha. But if it's at the end as a because what else can ha mean? Huh? Ha. Yeah.
It could be a servitude.
That's that right there. Servile sense. And a lot of times we mix it up. So when you see a ha at the end, you just gotta know the context. So if it doesn't say her in the English, then you pronounce it like how we just did here. Wahanna. Nah. Like you just but if it's a servile tense, you pronounce the ha. Like Aratazah, right? I'm gonna use that for an example. Like Aratazah's earth, if you say her earth, it's Aratazah ha. But if you're putting the servile tense behind Aratazah for whatever reason, you'll say Aratazah you won't pronounce the ha. Or let me use a better example. Salakia. Okay, like King Solomon's name. So his name is Shalamah in the Hebrew. It's just Shalom with a ha there. So it goes from Shalom to Shalamah. But if you were to pronounce that same phrase as her peace, it's Shalom ha. You get me? That makes sense. I just want to go ahead. So you can take the same phrase and pronounce it two different ways based on context, right? So shalom, peace with the ha at the end is shalamah, right? That's King Solomon's name, shalamah, which is peaceful, or peace in a servile tense, right? But if you're saying her peace, it's the same characters, but you pronounce it different. So instead of shalamah, you say shalom ha. That makes sense? Shalom ha. Her peace. That makes sense?
Okay.
All right, most time Christ. But just keep that in mind, because that kind of jam brothers up. Like when you run into suffixes or possessives, things like that, like brothers kind of get jammed up and how to pronounce it. But it just, you gotta be aware of the context. But it's tawab. Like you read it through during Sabbath service, you read it through, and then you know what I mean. I'll be on the podium, so I'll guide you through it. But you just want to pay attention to the context, and that's something that you'll just learn over time. All right. Slacky, you can go ahead read on Slacky to interrupt you.
Lashawan.
Slacky, I'm I'm in the wrong damn scripture.
You want measure?
Huh?
You tracking?
Wait.
It was corrupt.
Corrupt. Okay, Salakia. Let me go back. Oh, I thought it was
Verse 12. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, third line.
yeah. Verse 12. Okay, I see corrupt. I thought we read it already.
And
Okay.
indeed upon earth.
Come.
Upon earth. So it's corrupt.
Lashawan.
Oh, Salakia.
Lashawan. Qadash.
Come.
Kaya.
Come.
Lashawan. Taya. Yata.
Try it again.
Hasha. Taya.
Hashay. Salakia. Hasha. Chayath. Come. Hasha Chayath.
Ko.
Come.
Bashar.
Come. I'm right.
Atom. You want to miss that way out, it's easy. Atom. Ata.
La. Atha means you with a ha at the end. There's no ha here, so
I know it's the same. It's the word I'm already messing up on. There's only two letters.
it's all good. Ath. It's a conjunctional phrase. So you see that dash underneath? That means it's just a conjunctional phrase. It just means just ath. It just connects one thing to another. That's all. That's all we're dealing with.
We got the raw Quran, the rock Quran,
The rock wa.
the raw Quran.
No, the rock wa. The rock is the root word. The rock means path or way. Wa is a possessive that means he, his, or it. So what you're reading is its way. The rock wa. The rock wa. Right? That's how you pronounce, you know what I mean, phrases or phrases with root or prepositions and possessives attached to it. So you pronounce the preposition. So let me see if I can put together an example. So and the way. So wa, the rock wa. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, brother. So like if you added a preposition to the beginning, you'll say wa, and then you'll pronounce the root word, the rock, and then you'll pronounce the possessive, wa. So wa, the rock, wa. You know what I mean? And that's what you're seeing right here. So the what you're seeing in Bible Hub is the rock, which means way, and then a possessive at the end, which means it. All right. So the rock, wa. The rock wa. And that's how you read the Hebrew. And that's what you're gonna see all night tonight. Let's like it. Go ahead. Unless anybody got any questions or comments.
All.
I'll Khan. You know what I'll means? Like in the sister salute, Yahweh Shamar I'll Atha. I'll Atha, yeah, Khan. So you know what that means? Over or on. Over. Like we say, the Most High watch over you. That's what Ilatha means. Shamar Ilatha means watch. Shamar means watch. Il means over. Atha means you. So Shamar Ilatha means watch over you. All right. So that's anytime you see il in the scriptures, it's on or over. And over what in the scriptures? Go ahead and read the next one.
What is our?
Almost.
Tazar.
Con. Read it again.
Ratazar.
Con. Which means what?
Earth.
So I'll ha aratazah means what?
So over it, look over the earth.
Over the earth.
Over the earth.
Or on the earth. I'll ha aratazah. All right. All right, Vaughn, you got verse 13.
Maya
You read in verse 13. This is chapter 6 and verse 13. Okay, no sir. Say that again.
Maya
Waya.
Mara.
Almost. And I'm gonna make it a little bit easier for you. So that waya waya means what? It's two prepositions. So waya means what? Wa means con, and then ya means what? Con. So waya means what? In the mic?
And
he. So anytime you see waya, and you're gonna see that a lot, especially this phrasing. What is it? The phrase?
Waya
I think the brother. You had it. Say it again.
Waya Imo. White.
Con. Say it one more time. It's
Waya Amor.
Con. Waya Amar. Waya Amar. You're gonna see this a lot because it says, oh, what's the next one? What's the next one? It's gonna explain exactly what Allahayim, which means what?
God.
Right? Or it means the angels, but the angels speak for the Most High. Right? So you're gonna see that. So you might see waya is just a preposition or it's just a phrase that means and he. So you're gonna see waya in front of a lot of words. Waya. Just anytime you see those two characters, it just means why, or it just means and he. Waya, waya, waya. You're gonna see it a lot. You're gonna see it again tonight. But you're just gonna see it a lot. Waya Amar, right? Amar means what? You got to answer? Amar means what? What does it mean? I'm asking a question. It's not up there. Huh. Say it in the mic.
More means said.
Con. That's what it means. It means said. And he said. That's all it means. So anytime you see Amar, and that's why it's good to read the Hebrew in Bible Hub, because the more you read it, certain words or certain phrases just become second nature. It's just like you won't even think about it. Like half the time, like when I'm reading the Hebrew, I don't even think about it. I just it's like it's sight words. Like just like how you read English. Like you don't read, like you're not sounding out every single word that you're reading in English. Like you're just looking at it like, okay, I know this is but, I know this is he, I know this is said. Like you're just flowing through it. You're just reading it, and that's how the Hebrew is over time. And Hebrew is much easier. It's a simpler language. Hebrew is like it's so easy. It's so easy. Like you. I don't know if y'all have heard, or I don't know if y'all have seen like when you deal with the English, it's like English. If you hear from anybody who English isn't their first language, they're gonna tell you English is hard to learn because the words that they say, the rules that they teach you, like we went over last week, like third grade they'll teach you this rule, like I after what was it?
Before E,
Yeah,
adopted something
except
like
after C.
that. Yeah.
And then you learn that in third grade, but then in fourth grade they teach you to break the rule. Yeah, like they teach you to break these rules in English. Like Hebrew is very simple. It's not like that. Like, you know what I mean? They say the G makes the G sound, but then you know what I mean, they teach you that giraffe is starts with a G and like it don't make sense. Like English is terrible because they take from so many different cultures, because America is built on so many different people. You know what I mean? But Hebrew belongs to us. That's why when you open the Bible and you read about a snake in a garden, you know what I mean? You know that's the slang. You know, the same way that we how we like, what's a snake? Any brother or sister can answer that. What's a snake? Give him the mic.
Serpent.
That's a snake. But what do you now let him answer. What do you call a snake? Like if you're saying, man, I don't want to give it to you. As far don't give it to don't give it to. What's the when you say, oh, that's a snake right there? What did I just say? What am I talking about? That's a snake.
Like a person.
That's a person. Give him a hand. It's the same slang that we use today. It's real simple. Like, that's the Bible. Like, the same slang that you see in the Bible is the same slang that we use today. And that's how this language is used. It uses the same slang. And it's like, that's how you know that this is our language. Like, what is it? Y'all. When you say y'all, like we say that all the time. Like y'all, man, y'all tripping. You know what I mean? We say it all the time. Now your oppressor would teach you that y'all is ghetto, it's improper, this, that, and third. But that's in the Bible. Y'all is in the Bible. It's just our language. Sir. But that's just in the Bible. That's how you know that this is our language, and it only belongs to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because only Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans use this language. Only Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans use this language like this. And even when we speak our oppressor's language, like when we speak Spanish, like Hispanic Spanish is different than Spaniard Spanish. Like people who come from Spain, their Spanish is totally different because we speak it a certain way. Same way with English. Like our English is totally different. Like we say, like just how I said snake. Like your oppressor, he gonna be like, man, that's a snake over there. It's a snake in the grass. Man, these snakes in the grass. You know what's a snake in the grass? Go ahead.
Snake in the grass would be somebody sneaky, conniving, deceiving.
What snake in the grass though? So snake is a conniving and sneaky person, but what's snake in the grass?
Are you referring to someone who's trying to hide what they're doing?
Somebody who's amongst you who's trying to hide their behavior. So you got somebody amongst you there's a snake amongst you, but they're hiding. So like we say that amongst one another. So it's like when you say I gotta cut the grass, you know what I mean? It's a snake in the grass. I gotta It's time to cut the grass. So what am I saying? If it's a snake in the grass, it's time to cut the grass.
It's time. We'll give Ottawa the mic back for sure.
Basically saying you trying to reveal that snake. You trying to get the damn sins off of them. Pull the skirt up. Basically.
Sir. You constantly give my head. That's all it is. Like, about the shot.
No, it's just heavy what you're bringing out because, slang, that's the Bible, has a lot of slang in it. And it's, it's not no other nation, on the face of the planet that they associate the word slang with.
Right.
And like what you were saying is, when these other nations get around us, we'll talking a dialogue like we talking now.
Right.
Hey, man, you tripping? You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, I'm gonna hit you up later. They ain't gonna have no idea, what we're talking about because that language, that slang is not associated with them. But that slang goes back thousands of years, and it's in the Bible. So what you was bringing out is heavy because that's how we know that Bible right there is for Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, for the children of Israel, because slang is not associated with any other nation on the planet.
Right.
That's right.
Give him a hand. And if that's not proof enough that this Bible only pertains to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, then I don't know what is. Because you say the same thing, the same conversation that we had tonight. You say that around your oppressor. You go next door to that Christian church and you start saying that around your oppressor, these white people or whatever the case is. You say, man, that brother, man, he a snake. You know what I mean? It's just some snakes in the grass. It's time to cut the grass, man. They're gonna be like, well, yeah, they gonna ask you. Go ahead.
That's heavy, sir. I mean, you saying thinking. That's why some of these breakdowns you be getting, because they not understanding the slang behind the story.
Yeah.
That's why they get like a corner background of what's going on in the scriptures. So that's why they get misinterpreted what's going on. So that's real heavy.
Now that's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth. And most high Christ for that, because like no matter how many times your oppressor open his Bible, like they just can't understand it. Like, you know what I mean? But like that's why they like you open Genesis and they say, when Adam, when Eve ate from the tree from the garden, like it's like, okay, that's why in the Christian church they believe that they ate an apple when the apple is not nowhere in the Bible. You know what I mean? It's like, sir, you want to say something?
Oh no, go ahead, you can break down the apple.
But nah, like that's why they think that. Like when they see they ate the fruit of the tree of the garden, they think apple. They're like, oh, well, you must have ate an apple. They picked the apple off the tree and then ate the apple because they learn from white people who don't understand our way of talking to one another. And that's why when they see serpent in the garden in Genesis, they think of animal instead of a sneaky person. That's why they think that. You know what I mean? And I could, you could go example for example. But that's just why they think that. Select it. Go ahead.
Just to go a little further, sir. Back when Adam, like, don't believe nobody was in the garden with Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was, a metaphor for the branches and the trees. The trees meant different nations that was in the garden. They didn't understand that. So like I said, you go to Ezekiel 31, it breaks down who the trees, who the branches were in the garden. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're literally looking at branches like just trees, like it was in the forest.
Yeah.
And that's how they look at it. So it's
well, that's a little simpler. Like what you just said. What you said was true, but it's a little bit simpler. It's just people who read the Bible, because like if you notice, like whenever Christians talk about the Bible, they'll say God says this, but they won't pull a scripture. Christians don't read the Bible. They just don't. Like what you said about Adam being the first person on the earth, that's just a lack of you just not reading the Bible. Like, because Genesis chapter 2 talks about Adam. But Genesis chapter 1 talks about the creation of man. So Adam was, you know what I mean, his spiritual, what happened with Adam happened on the 7th day. But the 6th day was when the Most High created men and women, male and female created he them. It's right there in chapter 1. It's right there. He created male and female, created he them. So he created, it was like just like he created the fowls of the air in a boom. He created all different types of fowls of the air. He created all different beasts of the field. He created all different fish of the sea. He created all different manner of men and women, all different nations on the 6th day. But then you get to chapter 2 on the 7th day when the Most High rested from his work. So it's a whole different day, whole different breakdown. And then it talks about what the Most High did with Adam, where he raised him up from the dirt. Like, that's another example. Like, when you say, when they say it got breathed life into Adam out of the dust, like, what does it mean to get it out the mud? What do y'all brothers? Oh, you got to get it out the mud. Yo, okay. Before I give y'all to, like, if a brother say I got it out the mud, because I know these brothers know, I know. But if a brother say, man, I got it out the mud, or I'm gonna get it out the mud, go ahead.
I'm gonna get it like I'm gonna lean on my own understanding, figure it out myself.
Not quite. Go ahead.
All right. He coming from the low state.
Huh.
Yeah, he's coming from the low state. Coming like, you know, before he comes, somebody coming to truth or somebody out there doing something, you know, they're on backgrounds and they're coming from the low state. And, coming from the truth.
That's all it is. It's just, if I say I'm getting it out the mud, I'm getting it from the ground up. Like, I'm getting it from the dirt. Like, I have nothing. Yeah. If I'm getting it out the mud, that means I have nothing, and I'm about to make something out of nothing. You know what I mean? That's exactly what happened with Adam. With the Most High. The Most High made Adam where he was in the dirt. He was in a low state, and he, you know what I mean? He gave him information that made him, that got him out of that low state, to where he was, at first he was in a low state, and now he's, you know what I mean, ruling over the garden to put it in order. You know what I mean? That's what it means to get it out the mud. This is just the slang that we use in the Bible. Like, it's, and only Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans would understand it. But where was we at? Concert, Slakia.
This is real quick, just to harping on that a little bit more. So, you know, like when we say the crib, I was dealing with my oppressor, right? It's so heavy because I'm talking, right? I'm like, yo, say round me, of course, round is like homie, brother. Just like every basically every part of America has a different term that they use to speak to each other, right?
Right.
Like in Philly, they say John or my young bull.
Right.
You know, and you know, you got in New York, they say son, your son. Also, Louisiana say son. So it's so heavy that we use these terminologies as far as to communicate with one another. So I'm saying like this, they call us, we have an urban dictionary.
Uh-huh.
So that's very heavy. Think about a language that they forced upon us. We create our own dictionary, what they call the urban dictionary.
Uh-huh.
That's how much salt, like the scripture says, we inherit the salt of the earth. Everybody know if you ain't got no salt on your food, no season on your food, it's nasty. So we bring the salt to the earth. So when you dealing with people, like for example, I'm around these so-called business people, right? So I go tell my relative, I'm like, yo, say, come to my crib later. They looking, they like, man, he a grown, I hear whispering, he a grown man, why you got a crib for? I'm like, they said, man, I'm talking about my ass. You hear me? Like, but we know what we speaking about, but they are so what's the one? They're so general, literal. That's the word. I ain't the water for that. So literal to their speech, where a crib is only meant for a baby.
Right.
They don't realize our terminology of when we saying, yo, stay around, come up over here, or I say, for example, even though I wouldn't call it a grown man is now, but like we use terms like, say, little daddy, what you got going on, little daddy? And they like, huh? They looking weird ass. So it's like, it's so crazy that our urban language, our slang that you using, they don't even understand it themselves. And that is why they got these snitches or the informative to break down certain things. Like I'll keep it 1,000, like in the penitentiary, when we write in code. And they can't even break the terminology because it's so lost to them.
Right.
Like when we just start speaking our language alone, in their language, that's what's so heavy. Think about this. We using their language,
Right.
and we done coded up their language with our references of our slang. That's why I say, man, like you just said, these scriptures got so much slang into them, so much analogies, metaphors. It's like rapping. It's so that's what a parable we got with Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have ear, let them hear. Because he say so much stuff that go over your head. And that is why people need to realize this. The truth is very practical. It's not spooky. But in this school, you will learn every precept from Genesis to Revelation the way it was meant to be spoken and meant to be learned. That's all I got to say with that.
So now give him a hand. It's so heavy because it's like Officer Karab just said, like it's so simple. It's so simple. Like it's just us. And if you lock in with you know what I mean? If you just you know what I mean? It all you got to do to understand the Bible is be yourself. But the reason why we don't understand the scriptures, especially in like Genesis, like is because your Christian pastor has beaten you out of you. He's beating your culture, how you talk, how you walk out of you. And, you know what I mean? He's taught you that who you are naturally is a bad thing. Like you talk crazy. The way you talk is wrong. You got to talk like this to be accepted. So we like, all right, well, I gotta talk like this. So we adjust our language. And then it's like, all right, well, the way you, like you got a beard, you got to shave that off. It's like, all right, well, I guess I'm shaving my beard off. It's the way you dress. It's like the way you dress is wrong. You know what I mean? And we're like, well, what I gotta do? Put on this 3-piece suit and like with this tie tied up to the, you know what I mean, with the buttoned up to the top, like, you know what I mean? And then before you know it, you done lost your whole culture. And that's what happens. Like that's why when we open the Bible, we don't know what the hell it's saying, because even though it's speaking like us to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, only for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't understand it because your oppressor done beat your culture out of you. Right. They done took your culture from you. But this is how we get it back right here. What we're doing right now. And it's in the language. Slack, if somebody has something to say before. We was in Genesis chapter
13, 6 and 13, sir.
Oh, who was reading? Okay, go ahead. Pick up from where you left off.
Lanakah.
Lanak.
Lanak.
Nak is Noah's name. La means what? What is what?
2 or 4.
So to Noah. Lanak. To Noah. That's what's being said right here. All right, go ahead.
Quatazah.
Khan.
Call.
Khan.
Basha. Bashar.
Khan.
Ba'a.
Khan.
La.
Ba'a is Salakia. Ba'a is one of those sight words as well. Like Ba'a means come. Ba'a. Yeah, Ba'a. Come here. If I'm saying come here, Ba'a. You know what I mean? You want to lock that in your memory. I mean, eventually, you know what I mean? It's not gonna happen right away. It just takes repetition. But Salaki, go ahead.
Lapanaya.
Sound like you got it. Not Panaya, but
Lapana,
Panya.
Lapan, Lapan, oh,
Like,
Lapan, oh.
you ever heard Panya means face. Like when we say Alawat Panya, Panya means face. Face the general. And then Barak salute. And then we salute the general. Go ahead.
Say Lapayan,
Panya.
Lapaya,
Panya.
Lapanya,
Panya.
Panya,
I'm taking off the preposition. So the word that you're reading is la panya. So what does la mean? I got you. What does la mean? Two. And then panya means
Before,
to face. Face. Yeah. So to face. To face. Right? But Salakia, before I forget, go ahead.
sir. So I know more 9 out of 10 chance of be pronouncing that yeah or some of the words, because I noticed some of it be pronounced and some of it. I'm trying to figure out when to pronounce it and when not to pronounce it. They drop the A.
What you mean?
Like I said before me, you said la pa kala kana. I mean kaya.
Where you at? And
Before me,
before me, okay. Go ahead, Salakia.
be la pa na ya.
La Panya.
So
It's just Panya with the la in front of it. So La Panya.
la pa ya.
Panya, yeah. Panya just means face. Like when we say in Sabbath service, before we face the east, what do y'all remember what we say? Like before, like go ahead.
so,
Sar. What else?
Stand
So we say Imajim,
imagine.
and then we say Sar, which means what does Sar mean?
to face the east.
La. Because we say Sar because we're gonna say Sar tonight.
So turns.
Turn. Sar means turn. When during Sabbath service, we say Sar wa panya. What does that mean? Wa panya. Wa panya. So what does panya mean?
Yeah, before
It means face.
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 Oh, face.
So wa panya. What does that mean? Wa panya. I'm just adding wa in front of panya.
Turn.
It's right there.
Turn to the E or is.
Wa.
Wow. Turn in.
Wa panya.
Wow.
So what is?
And turn.
No, Sar means turn.
Sorry.
Wa panya. So panya means what?
Face.
And face. Con. And face the east. So Hakwadum is the east. So we say Sar wa panya Hakwadum when we do Sabbath service. Turn and face the east. So panya, anytime you hear panya, it means face. Like turn towards, or that's what, or before. Like what we say as black people, like, why you in my face? That means somebody's before you. He's there in front of you. Like your kids, like, get out my face. That means they're in front of you. You know what I mean? They're before you. But this is, you know what I mean, this is just talking in biblical terms. But that's all that means. It's again, it's just how we talk. Like, but so panya face. Anytime you see panya, it means face or before or in front of, or I mean all of those things. Oh, Slakia, who was reading? You was reading? Okay, go ahead.
Kaya,
Uh-huh.
Mala'a,
Uh-huh.
Mala'a, Mala'aha,
Mala'ah.
Mala'aha, Mala'ah.
Mala'ah. Ka.
Mala'ah.
Ka.
Ha'ada. Da. Mahada.
Say that again.
Maharataza. Maharataza.
Ha. Ha'arataza.
Yeah.
Ka.
Ha'arataza.
You know, what does arataza mean? It's right there. It's right up underneath.
Oh, the earth.
Earth. Arataza is earth. Arataza. All right. So ha'arataza is what?
The earth.
The earth. That's a. All right, Slack. You go ahead, read on.
It'd be Ka.
Ha.
Ma.
Ha.
Kama. Kama.
Hamas.
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 Kama. Okay. Kamas.
Hamas.
Ma. Ma. Mapa. Na. Ya. Ha. Ma. Mapana. Ya. Ha. Ma. Mapanya.
Okay.
Mapa. Na. Ya. Ha. Hum.
Close. It's the word that we just got done going over. Ma.
Mapana. 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 Ya. Mapana.
Panya.
Mapanya. Mapanya. Mapanya.
Okay. Hum.
Mapanya. Hum.
Panya hum. Hum.
Mapanya. Hum.
Okay. So hum is a suffix that means it's a suffix that just means them or they. That's all hum means. Hum. All right. So when you see hum at the end of a word, it just means them. All right. And you can see at the bottom through them, ma panya hum. That's what we're reading. All right. Go ahead.
Wahanna. Ya. Wahananya. Wahananya. Wahananya.
Wahannaya.
Wahanya.
Wahannaya.
Wahanya.
Come. Wahannaya.
Wahan.
And this is an excellent example
Wahannaya.
right here. I'm gonna highlight it so brothers and sisters online can see.
Wahanya.
Wahannaya.
Naya.
Wahannaya. This is an excellent example how this is our language. Like we don't say going to. What do we say instead? Y'all got an answer? Passing the mic. And I was like, you ain't gotta be. We all family. We all family here. You ain't gotta be shy. But instead of going to, what do we say? What'd you say? That's say it in the mic so the people online can hear you. But what you said was correct.
Finna go.
Finna go. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. That's how we talk. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like we say finna go, we say gonna, we say all these like instead of saying I want to, what do we say?
Going to, or
Instead of
fit to?
like I want to go to Obak. We don't talk like that. What do we say?
Fit to go to Obak. I say fit to.
That's funny. That's funny. That's correct. Give her the mic. Yeah. Go ahead, give her the mic. Huh? Come. Yeah. Give her a hand. It's absolutely. That's what we say. Instead of want to, we say wanna. Yeah. Instead of saying about to, we say finna. We saying we merge words together. That's our culture, right? You know what I mean? Like how I just said, you know what I mean? What is you know what I mean? What does that mean? Go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like Texas is big for it. They say, "You know what I'm talking about?"
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they say instead of saying, "Do you know what I'm talking about?" They say, "You know what I'm talking about?" That's one word. I don't know if you I don't know if you knew, but that's one word. Like, yeah, please. Oh, please, yeah, it's right through the. You don't have to. Yeah, it's right through the curve. It's all good. Do your thing. But that's how we talk. We merge words together, and that's what you're seeing right here. So when it says YAHANNA, it's a mixture. You're mixing wa. So wa means and, hana means behold. So if I'm trying to sell you something, I'm gonna be like hana. Or if I want you to see something, if I want to show you something, I'm saying hana. In the Hebrew, hana means behold. I'm trying to show you something. Hana, right? And then anya. Anya means me, right? Anya means I or me, right? So hanaya. You're just mixing hana and anya. That happens a lot in the Hebrew because it's our language. It's spoken just like how we speak English or how we speak Spanish, how we speak any language that we speak today. It's the same thing. So we're just like how we say, instead of saying want to, we say wanna. Instead of saying going to, we say gonna. Uh, right here, we're just mixing behold and me. Behold me. So the phrase is and behold me. So look at me. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to what I'm about to do or say. Right? So wa hanaya. So it's just a mixture of hana and anya. So where you would usually say wa hana anya, instead it's wa hanaya. It's just our language. We just mix words together because we that's just how we talk. But it's built into our language. Like that's the crazy part about it. It's just built into the Hebrew. Like that's how you know that this Hebrew don't belong to nobody but Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because nobody but Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans does this. Like meshes words together. Nobody else does this. And any culture or any other group of people that does it, they only do it because we do it. Like I think also Crop said earlier, like how they got the Urban Dictionary. They only got the Urban Dictionary because uh yeah, we talk a certain way. So they got a whole dictionary dedicated to trying to learn how we talk. And then also in the regular dictionary, they they add words. So what's the word? It's a lot of words that wasn't words before, but you could look them up in the Webster's dictionary and find them because we made it so popular. Like Fleek, like on Fleek. I think what was that? 2000. It was like 2014 or 15 or something like that, when everybody was like, "Oh, her eyelashes on fleek or her edges on fleek." Like that's in the dictionary. You can look in the Webster dictionary and find that because we say stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that type of stuff, the way we talk, the way we fuse words together, the way we use slang, all of that is built into our language. Salakia, go ahead and read on.
Masha Kakiyadom. Kakiyadom.
Khan. Excellent. Masha
Yadom.
Mashachayatham. Mashachayatham.
Pasha.
Mashach. Mashach. So you click the concordance code. Mashach Yatham. So thumb, I believe, is on the. It's not down there, but thumb means, what is thumb? A thumb. If I say Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barak a thumb, what am I saying? Just the thumb part. A thumb. What does that mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I would say all.
It means y'all.
Y'all, yeah, all
Yeah.
y'all.
Which is a word. Y'all is a word. Like it's in the Hebrew. Thumb. A thumb means y'all. It means y'all. It's in the language. So your oppressor would call you ghetto for saying y'all, but that's in our language. So a thumb is y'all. So thumb just means y'all. And then the yah is just a buffer. So your thumb just means y'all or them. It means the same thing. Them. And it's easy to remember. Thumb them. Thumb them. It's almost the same thing in English. And then mashach, your thumb. Mashach means destroy. Your thumb means them. Mashach, your thumb. All right. All right, go ahead.
A thumb. Yeah. A thumb.
Ah.
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 Okay.
A thumb.
Yeah, that's one. That's one. Yeah, ah.
Okay.
Yeah, is that's one that brothers gonna have to get familiar with. You see it all the time. It's every single time. Now, if you see if it's a ha at the end, it means you. But if there's no ha, it's just a conjunctional phrase for the most part. Go ahead.
Haratazah.
Damn right. You read that with your chest. You read that with confidence. Ha'aratazah, the earth. All right, go ahead. You want to go and read on, or you want to pass it?
Can we split it 2 and 2?
Okay, that's the one. You want to read verse 14? Yeah, verse 14.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 14 in Hebrew. Asha.
Yeah. Aisha just means make. Do or make. Aisha. Aisha. All right, go ahead.
Lakar.
Oh, where you at?
For yourself.
Say that one more time.
Lakar.
Ka. Yeah, laka. Most High Christ. Yeah. Break that down real quick. Like, how would you, if you were teaching it, how would you teach it?
I would say, I would just, la would be the preposition would be for, and ka, because ka would be yourself. This would be it would be possessive. So I would teach it. The for would be a preposition, and yourself would be possessive.
That's exactly right. Give him a hand. So, laka, for you. La, like you said, is for, and ka is a possessor that means you. All right. Go ahead, read on.
Tapat.
Go ahead.
Atazaya.
Yep.
Atazaya. Gapor.
And Salaki, if I could, if you see a ya at the end of a word, it's always going to be pronounced ya. Like you're not gonna fuse it. Yeah, it's just gonna be pronounced yeah. You're not gonna like usually like how we pronounce the last character. We pronounce the last two characters together. Ya is just usually pronounced by itself. All right. Go ahead. You say Gapar.
Wana. Quanayam.
Yep. Go ahead.
The
It's the same word we just went over.
the Asham. The Asha. The Asha.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. I skipped the word. Lucky. Thasha. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And then the next one is the one we always.
Ata.
La. Almost.
Atum. Ata.
La.
Ah.
Yep. Give him a hand. Ah.
Every time I say I get this every time.
Yep. But the more you get it wrong, the sooner you're gonna get it right. You just keep getting it wrong, brother, until you get it right. Ah. Every time you see it, ah. Like, and you're gonna see it again. Go ahead, read on.
Hata. Ba. No, it's like it. Hata. Ba.
Yep.
Ba.
Hata ba.
Tan. Hata. Ba.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Wa. Waka. Pawa.
Uh-huh.
Waka. Pawa.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Ata.
Uh-huh. You see that ha at the end, so it's a tha now. But if it doesn't have that ha at the end, ah. All right, go ahead.
Ba. Yata.
Mabaya.
Mabaya.
Uh-huh. Remember that ma at the beginning, just like the sha. Sometimes like when you add when you add a ma to a word, it makes it a totally different word. So different words are built off of like when you, let me think of how I can explain this. So okay, so bayat. So the word that you just read is ma bayat. The word bayat means house. Ma bayat is to ma means from or of. Bayat means house, so from the house or of the house. The word that you just read was inside. So when you add a ma to the beginning of a word, it makes a whole different word. So it so ma bayat from inside or from the house or inside. And Shah does the same thing a lot of times. Like I'll give you an example. Shapat is judge. Ma shapat is judgment because judgment comes from a judge. So ma shapat is judge. Ma is from a judge. Ma shapat from a judge or judgment. That's how so you add a ma to the beginning of a word and it builds a whole different word. Let me think of another example. I can't think of. Well, I think it's like Taza Bach or something. It'll come to me later, but you get the point, right? Yeah, you add a ma to a word, it'll just make a whole different word. Go ahead. Yep. Yeah. Wama Khawataza. Uh-huh. Yep. Wakapor or Bakapor Salaki. All right. Yep. All right. So what we just did is like what we're doing is just preparing. what we're doing is just preparing for Sabbath service. So what we just read tonight, we're going to read during Sabbath service. So what I would do if I was y'all is just go to Genesis chapter 6, start at verse 10, read it in the Hebrew, get familiar with it, because y'all brothers, you already know. Yeah, y'all brothers are coming up here and reading the Hebrew. And y'all got, you know what I mean? Y'all can contact me. Y'all in the group chat. Utilize the tools that y'all got. You know what I mean? Reach out to the brothers. Ask. Just ask the question. You know what I mean? Read, you know what I mean? Read Bible Hub. Read it in the Hebrew. If y'all got any questions, reach out to me. I'll gladly break it down. Y'all got any questions? Ask. I'll break it down. And so that y'all can be prepared, because y'all are coming up. You know what I mean? Y'all are coming up. Y'all got plenty of time to prepare. All right. So when y'all come up here, y'all, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all. Just prepare. Just prepare. That's the only thing that you could ask of yourself. Just be prepared. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, no sweat. But with that, you know what I mean, I ain't gonna hold y'all brothers and sisters. We're gonna go ahead and close out. So with that, I'm gonna say I-M-A-D-I-U-M, which means to stand. All right. I'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers and the sisters. Start with the brothers. And the original Majid Shabbat, I-M-A-D-I-U-M, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathon, Sar. We'll turn to face the sisters. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters. But the original Majid Shabbat, I-M-A-D-I-U-M, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba Shem Yahushua. Y'all just repeat after me. Yahweh, Shamar, Al-Lathah, Ba Shem, Yahweh Shah. So what we just said was the Most High, which is Yahweh, the Most High, watch over you in the name of Christ. That's what we said. All right. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. This class is this.